Bag, check. I don't know about you, but being outside, the trees, the wildlife, the green, the fresh air, it all calls to me, you know? Hello? Oh, hey Outdoors. Yeah, I was just talking about you. Yeah, my bags are packed. I'll see you soon. Cool. Outdoors. Just calls to me. Anyway, alright, that's me. Yes, the outdoors is great, but if you're going out there on your bike and you've got a lot of stuff to take with you, the worst place you can put it is on your shoulders. And that's why bike luggage and bike packing bags were invented. It's not new tech, but Apidura have released their backcountry range and I've been testing it for the last 6 months. Seam welded VX21, it sounds very techy, and it kind of is. And this is my review. Now we all know the bikepacking industry has been booming for quite some time. And with lots of luggage options and bikepacking bags available, there is a lot to choose from. Apidura have been a mainstay of the UK industry for quite some time. And their backcountry line was in fact actually their first line of bags that came out many moons ago. Since then, iterations have come out for both bikepacking racing, endurance cycling and road cycling as well. But they've gone back to their roots and this backcountry range is focused for mountain biking only. The whole range is VX21 and seam welded. As opposed to stitching, which can compromise and create water ingress and egress, these things have been welded in panels. Lots of different features on these bags. I'm going to start with the frame bag. Now there are 4 options of frame bags in the backcountry range. You can get the medium frame pack or you can get the full frame pack. This one is the 4 litre, but you can go bigger to the 6 or lower down to the 2.5. This 4 litre fits perfectly into my Rock Lobster frame. A slightly bigger triangle than most swept XC bikes or trail bikes. It's big enough though to fit in both a bottle cage here to attach to your seat tube, meaning you haven't got to worry about having straps going from here to your seat tube. The high density polyethylene structure means it keeps its shape and also the zips still work fine. No tearing zips and no unhappy leakages in your bags. The strap system is very smart as well, with laser cut etched parts here to make sure you can shift the Velcro straps fore or aft, meaning you can fit a top tube bag in with no Velcro interference. A nice design feature that has been very well thought out from start to finish. Inside the bag there's a really handy pocket that you can access no problem when folding it open. Underneath there's a few extra elements and straps, which means you can tie in your tent poles and your pump if needs be. On the other side, document pocket, which you can put your passport in, or even sometimes a bunch of vol straps, which is what I do. At the front here you can see nice hose insert for either a hydration bladder or better yet USB charging, if you're not running a dynamo. Moving further up to the top of the bike, the top tube bag is excellent. Really steady construction again, made of the VX21 and a very tight waterproof zip. Much like the frame bag though, there is a hole for hydration or your USB cables for charging again. A really tough zip with a really neat pocket to stash your credit card in or debit card if you need it. There is an excellent attention to detail as well in that the frame bag and the top tube bag are yellow inside, meaning you can catch out those darker items which might be hiding in the dark. With some top tube bags it can be quite difficult to have things stable. If they're not bolt on you need some good Velcro straps, and Apidura have done just that. The straps here are nice and wide and come down from the sides of the bag, hugging the top tube and making sure it is a very stable bag for whatever condition you can throw at it. Hello? Are you 6 litres? I think you're 6 litres. Just checking the website. So going to the back of the bike obviously is the saddle pack. You can either buy a 4.5 litre or this, which is the 6 litre version. Slightly larger but still extremely compact. It goes back in length rather than width, so making sure your thighs and your quads don't end up rubbing on the inside of it. On top of the bag is a really nice touch here with a bungee cord so you can put your waterproofs on top when you're not wearing them. And just behind the seat and underneath is a higher denier counter, which is 720, meaning it's harder wearing and less prone to abrasion and rubbing, both on the tyre and rubbing on the back of your saddle. Really nice attention to detail, and it is hard wearing as it has been put through a lot on this bike. You'll notice that this has been stained to death. It's been muddy, it's been grinded down, and no water has got in there at all. Super quick to set up and very simple to attach to a bike using a nice big sturdy Velcro strap and 2 clips to go under your seat rails, as with most saddlebags. So as you can see on scrunching this bag up, the back end is quite soft, but where it attaches to the seat post has some structure to it, making sure that whatever you stuff in there isn't going to expand out and hit in your legs. Also keeping it very, very sturdy, so minimal sway. Heading over to the front of the bike, obviously we have the handlebar roll and the accessory pouch. The accessory pouch is a super handy accessory pouch because it's an accessory pouch, so you put accessories in like a pouch. Thanks for the waffle. How does it work? How does it work? So up front on the bike, of course, is the handlebar roll. And starting things out with the 11 litre, there is acres of space here for a flat bar mountain bike. As with any kind of handlebar roll, you are minimised if you are running a drop bar. So it's important to think about diameter and dimensions when you're running this bag between your drops. But flat bar bikes, no problem. Plenty of space here and some really great features to boot as well. Again, harder wearing structure on the front there to stop rubbing, and you have a nice bungee cord attachment here for sandals, flip-flops, a spare jacket or something else as well. A very well considered touch of the handlebar roll is how it rolls down. At 11 litres you can fit a lot of stuff in there, and sometimes when you're running up a dry bag it can be quite hard to get the air out. But with a nice attention to detail, Apidura have created 3 vents in the back of where the accessory pouches clip in. A layering system with holes that lets the air push out without letting water in. These have been totally waterproof with spray and mud kicking at them for almost 15 hours solid. So in my books they get a double thumbs up. Now the whole backcountry range is excellent and very well built, very well considered, but the star of the show for me has got to be the backcountry accessory pocket. At 4 litres there's acres of space here and it clips on really easily using 2 clips at the top and 1 underneath of the roll bag itself. Velcro attachment up front, and you can just dive in and put all your snacks in there, even a pair of gloves or a jacket. Diving in while on the road has never been easier. You can put your whole hand in there and grab out whatever you want. Go full Lel Wilcox and you can get your chips in there, or just dive in with some outdoor provisions bars and just get chewing on the trails. And with a big overlap, there's no chance of water raining down inside and ruining your pudding, or your sandwiches, or your rolls, or your donuts, or your chips. Who knows, whatever you're eating. Now there are a few extra elements available from Apidura and their backcountry range. Namely the food pouch, the down tube pack, the rear top tube pack, and the extra long 1.8 litre top tube pack. Each of them available again in VX21 and RF seam welded. Whilst that's the case, this setup here had me happy. A couple of overnight rides in both wet, muddy conditions and dry conditions also. The confidence I had in their waterproof ability shows is that I just stuffed my jacket, my sleeping bags and any spare clothes in them without extra dry bags. Sometimes, yes, that can be a risk, but from riding through a lot of stuff over winter, these bags really prove their worth. And the water repellent rating is beyond 11. Take that, Spinal Tap. So overall I was extremely impressed with the backcountry range and I took it on some really quite muddy rides. One such ride was along the Icknield Way and Pedals Way up to Hunstanton and Holme next to the sea. Pretty wet, pretty soggy, and everything stayed dry in those bags, which I was really impressed with. No sway going on either, and for me the accessory pocket at the front was so good for longer rides on the mountain bike, so you can just dip in and grab food out no problem. Yes, that's what a top tube bag is for, or the food pouch which you can get as well, but the access of just diving in was just an absolute win for me, and I would definitely run that again on future rides. Overall, I'd probably give the whole range a 9 out of 10, and I've run a lot of bikepacking bags in the past, and these really do nail the hammer on the head with the hammer and the head that's nailed. Yeah, thanks. Okay, bye. Cool, all done then. You're definitely not done.
What?
You're not done, are you?
Finished.
Oh, there's nothing more to talk about. I've been calling you.
I haven't heard your calls.
Why are you wearing your hat?
Well, give it here then.
No. Yeah. Don't snatch it away. Thank you. Yeah, Drummond speaking. Frame protection. Thank you. Thank you. That's right. One of the things to think about when you are throwing on frame bags, saddle bags, cockpit bags, or any kind of bikepacking bag onto your bike is think about how you're going to protect the frame. So you can either use gaffer tape, Tie on some inner tubes. You can use heli tape or sometimes Gorilla tape that comes see-through as well. But it's really important to think about these things, as wearing on carbon, aluminium, steel does happen and can ruin paintwork, and if it goes along long enough it can fatigue the quality of the materials themselves. So it's definitely something to look out for. Yep, that's the last of the review, and a good little tidbit there at the end. I'd appreciate it next time you just pass me the hat though. Goodbye. Yeah, you're welcome.